You're watching Rain Knight Gaming.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rain Knight Gaming. I'm Rain Knight, and in this video, we're going to be going over one of my new favorite decks, Blurple. Blue-purple. Blue-purple ping. Barbaros something. It doesn't really have a name yet. But it is a ton of fun, and it's one of the 4 decks that I am trying to get better at. Work with my list to see if I can get the best list possible to play in the up-and-coming Newtype challenges, Mission 2. In this video, we're going to go over my current build, and then I'll probably go over a couple cards that you could also put in, maybe some different ratios we could talk about, and I'll go over little quick, interactions that you can use. Let's jump right into the deck list. So here is my Blurple deck. I have it laid out a little different than you might see for a lot of deck profiles because I do like to show how your curve is and how it's broken down. So as you can see, we play a lot of 2s and a lot of 4s, middling amount of 3s, and then barely any 5s. Now, it's also important to see what are your playable cards at certain points. So obviously, these are going to be all of your super early game units. Basically call them my gems. We have 3 gems, 3 of the, was it Hyzax? I'm just gonna call it a Zaku. And these are just, they're basically all the same thing. And you may be asking, why am I running this and not the purple one? Well, my buddy Coach told me, why not play a little, trick on your opponents so they don't know what you're playing, So I'm playing all blue gems, so then they may see that and not know I'm playing Blurple. Then to finish off, you got to play the gun cannon. Gun tank. He's really good. The 1/1 little ping damage is awesome. Blood is actually, I think, is a better card than a lot of people give it credit for. It's super early and can work in conjunction with our gems to go through normal 5 bases. Because you just do 1 damage and you get plus 3 AP. It can also trick people into thinking they're getting a good trade on your gem and only taking like 2 damage to being completely dead with this guy. It also counters unforeseen incident. They play that, you play this, they kind of, block each other out. Really fun idea. So those are our early game. Let's see, how many do we play? We play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 early game. That's pretty good. Now for our 3s. I kind of think of 3s as like kind of the backbone of the deck, just because it flows in between the other ones. So I think it's kind of important to have really good 3s. And this is my favorite base. There is another blue base that you could play, the one that rests. I forget its name, but that one's also fairly decent. And then we play the new Barbatos. We play 3 of him. I don't completely sell out and do 4 just because, yeah, he can get pinged down pretty bad because he has to take that damage to get your card draw. But it is card draw, and card draw is super important in this game. Going along with that even more, we've got Custom 2. This thing, I've played this at 2 some too, just to try it out. It's a 2/2, but you ping your Barbatos for something, and you get to kind of cycle through your deck if you're looking for stuff. And, being able to cycle through your deck can be really, really important. And then the rest of these are our big bad vanillas. I guess I probably should play 4 blues and 1 purple to go along with my idea of camouflaging my purple a little bit, but I just like the look of these more than the blue ones. I don't know. That's just me. But this is, the stats. You got to have the stats. Let's see how many of these we play. We play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, look at that. We're even. I try to keep my curves as even as possible. 4s are obviously the most, but that's just because that's where most of your pilots are. So yeah, pilots. We do play for Amuro. He's the best pilot in the world, basically. You know, his resting ability is just so good. And then Mizuki is actually, he's really growing on me playing this deck more and more. That one ping just can do so much, especially in conjunction with all your other ping damage in this deck. You can just really whittle things down. Then I do play 4 of Fatal Strike. I tried playing this at lower numbers, but it's just really good. I mean, yeah, you have to wait till level 4 to do it, but by that point, they may have like, you know, a Zwart and a Lithith on board, and you could just blow those up with these. It's really helpful and can get you out of some bad situations. It's also pretty good against rush style decks. You know, you're sitting on these, they have little bodies on board. It lets you do that non-combat removal, which can be super, super handy. And of course, card draw. Gotta have your card draw. Now, going into the units. These are kind of, you know, our big bad units. But I'm going to start with Angsha. I'll tell you the truth. I don't like Angsha. It's probably one of my least favorite cards in the game. But and I keep on trying to take it out of my decks, but I keep having to put it back in because that little pop damage for blue is so good. So I'm always looking for ways to get rid of it, but she's always crawling back in there. And I do play 3 of him. Then I only play 1 of second form. I don't really like this card as much either, just because, you know, its stats aren't the greatest, and its effect is okay. But, you know, it gives you more rush action when you've got your pilot on board. Plus, he can hit for quite a bit if you have the right stuff going for him. So he's a necessary evil along with Angsha, kind of, but I could be talked out of using him. And then probably the best cards in this entire deck, I think. You've got Grandpa. I play 3 of the structure deck and 1 of the SD1. Not SD1. The set 1, just because this is so amazing for rush decks. That extra little bit of damage goes a long, long way. And then this guy is just so good, giving you that extra draw. Doesn't have the same amount of health, which really kind of sucks. So, you know, whatevers. And he does, you know, heal for 1. Or does he heal for 1? Yeah, all your white base, you know, heal for 1, so that's something. You know, he can work in conjunction with him, that kind of stuff. But those are just, you know, really, really, really good cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we are almost doubling this. And that's just because, you know, once you get up to 4, you know, turn 4, 5, 6, these are the cards you want to be getting into. You don't want to have too many of these. These are more for, you know, flooding that board at the end of the game to maybe take the game there at the end. They won't have enough blockers to cover you. So there's that. And then we do play 2 of the Rebake. Yeah, this card's awesome. This is probably my favorite card in the entire set. I only play 2 simply because it's level 5. I could see this being played at 3. I wouldn't play 4 of them just because it's a little too heavy for the style of deck we're running, but it is a lot of pop damage, you know, built up throughout this entire deck. That is this deck. It's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. There definitely is room for improvement in the build. If you guys have ideas, let me know in the comments down below. I always love hearing from you guys. Let's jump into some extra cards that you could play if you really wanted to. Okay, so taking a look at a few cards that you might want to think about putting in the deck. Some of these are more theory crafted and not tested. They're just kind of like things to think about, you know? Well, first up, 4th form. The only reason I don't play it in the deck is because it's level 6, and you know, it's been a little underwhelming with all the blockers going around. You don't get that suppression very often, but you could try putting 1 or 2 in the deck. I would not go with 4 though. And then because we are playing Amuro, you could go with a G fighter. This will give you a chance of having some more high maneuver attacks, finishing off, getting rid of certain things you want to get rid of. Just a good card. I've had it in decks, I've taken it in and out. It's good because it's a 3/2, so it turns into a 5 to get rid of units. So pretty good card. This is one may make its way into the deck. Gun Cannon, the double rest is so good with Amuro. So this is definitely a good card. It's been good, since the structure decks. Okay, Jagan, however you're supposed to say that. He's super cheap. If you do play this guy, you do have to change up your deck a little bit. So you play more of the Earth Federation, so you get his benefit of being extra cheap. Just a great way to, flood the field. We're getting to our blockers. These are just some extra blockers in non-white that you could put in your deck if you wanted to be a little bit more defensive. It's something. This would give you that, 1/1 blocker to put out, maybe to protect your Barbaros, or just to play on turn 1. He's an option. It's not bad. I might try this one out. This one's not very good. The 2/2/2/1. It is another blocker, but just because it's a 2/2 with only 1 health is not the best. But it is an option if you want to try to add more blockers to your deck. A newer card. This is a 4/3 blocker in purple. If you do want to try have more defensive power and maybe a little bit stronger blockers, this could be an option for you. People probably wouldn't see it coming because nobody really plays this card. But it is a blocker, and it's not terrible. Moving into commands. For a little bit more control, you could go for intercept orders. This is going to let you, rest more things to try to, get around blockers or get rid of problematic units. You might want to play 1, maybe 2 of this. I wouldn't go any higher than that. Now we get into some of the other new stuff. We've got Respite. We've got Respite. That's the word. Reading hard sometimes. So we have Respite. Choose 1 purple pilot in your trash, add it to your hand. So you can get pilots back to your hand. I don't really play this in any of my rush style decks just because it's kind of slow. But if you are playing maybe a little bit more of a tempo, mid-range game, this could be something you could add in. This one I almost wanted to put in just because it's 6. I didn't. But being able to get basically any unit back from your deck into your hand from the trash could be really, really good. But it's just a little slow and you don't want them blocking up your hand early on in the game. So that's the only reason I don't put this in the deck, but Awakened Power is really good card. The pilots. We've got 2 pilots that, you could play. We've got Mass, she's a 1/1, and, while this is blue, you get repair 1. So this is going to, let some of your blue units that repair more. So, you could put this on your grandpa, so then he's a repair 3, which is pretty cool. So, and she's a 3/1, so it's a little bit of an earlier pilot for you if you need that extra boost in damage. Last one, this one, Franklin is pretty cool, just because, when you attack and if you're damage level 5 or lower, which is all the stuff that we play, you get high maneuver. So this is just another way of getting high maneuver onto your units. Can be very, very helpful in finishing off games or finishing off those problematic units. These are just some ideas for you guys. If you have any ideas down below, let me know. And I might put them in the next video when we talk about some more Blurple stuff. That is my full Blurple build. That's a dumb name. If you guys have better names, let me know in the comments below. I love hearing that kind of stuff. But this deck is really fun. It's awesome to play. It's not super difficult to get to understand it. So it's not too bad. You do have to really understand where you're pinging things. And that's a lot of times where you can make your mistakes. by pinging something you shouldn't have, that kind of deal. But it's a great deck. I'm still really learning it. I am probably going to be playing it this weekend. So I'll let you guys know how I do there. So that's it for me, guys. But you know what I always say, you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya.